Morning. Morning, Jane. Morning, Annette. How is everybody this morning? Sun's out here, which is a nice change. It was so dark yesterday. So this is the first of my Facebook Lives today. We're going for 2 today. The one later will be with Sentimentally Yours, because I've got a very, very busy week this week, which started with a migraine this morning. So I'm doing well, aren't I? I'm going to try and chill rather than panic over the amount of work I've got to do over the next few days. But hey ho, such is life. It's all good fun, isn't it? So, well, there's quite a few people on. Excuse me because I'm sucking a mint. I know you don't need to know that, but I am. So, first off, this weekend are 2 shows tomorrow at, this is on Hochanda, at 3 p.m. and 7 p.m, where we have the second set of shows with the American company Fairy Hugs. Now, Fairy Hugs are obviously a new company to Hochanda. The first show was the beginning of October. And American company, that means, and I can't stress this enough, when you see the stamps on Hochanda tomorrow, if there's something you like, don't think about wish lists or anything like that, because you need to order them on the day. They don't hang around on the website. There's no repeats of the shows. Because they're being shipped from America, all the stock that is purchased comes over in one shipping, and that's why they can't have kind of dribs and drabs coming on. So you do need to order at the time. You can't think, oh, you know, I've ordered that and 2 or 3 days, oh, I really wanted that as well, because you won't get it. So that's just a heads up, and it's not me trying to push you to buy. It's just a fact, and it's the same on Hochanda with any of their extended delivery items. So let's have a look at. So I've not made loads of samples because the Fairy Hugs design team have made they make loads, and they're absolutely beautiful. So what's the point in me making loads when it's nice to show off their gorgeous samples on air? It's quite a lot of new stuff. I'll just flick you through the samples, which I'll demo variations of when we're on the shows. So those are the only stickers, we don't want those. So we've got the Gnomes. In fact, let's show you all the Gnomes. Here's the Gnomes. And you've got, let's find the names. The names are really difficult for me to remember. And they're all photopolymer stamps. They're all really good quality, and because they're photopolymer, where's the other one? Here it is. And because they're photopolymer, it means that you can use them with your triple thick and embossing powders and things. So we've got Bill Min, who's the chappie with the violin. We've got Corwin, who's the guy with the that's a saxophone, isn't it, that one? And then we've got this one, which is Wilwin. I think that's some sort of a horn, or maybe a clarinet, and that's that's him there. And we've also got this kind of notes background. What's it called? Oh gosh, I'm rubbish at this. It's going to be terrible tomorrow because I can't remember all the names. Musical walkway, that's it. And they fit really nicely on there. Brilliant. I love the Gnomes. Love the Gnomes. So use the Gnomes here again. And we've got a fairy here, and we've got the swing separately. So, but you could have a branch there if you wanted. That's really cool. Then we've got like a scene here. That's a stamp. And we've got Canoe, and this is Moana, who can sit in there, but she can also sit in other things. And we've got bulrushes. There's various different foliage sets on the show. Morning Glory, morning Diane, morning Grace, morning everybody I've not said hello to. So those are really nice sets. And throughout I'm using Leonie's stickers. Just because it's quicker and easier, so I'm using these. I know Leonie's got them on her website. That's Leonie Pujol. The gnomes are here again. I've used the gnomes loads. I absolutely love the gnomes. We've got this lovely tree here, and there's a set of 2 moons. This is the smaller of the moons. I do finding them. I couldn't have really. Here we go. Here's the 2 moons. So this is the smaller of the 2 moons, which fits perfectly within the tree. Bit of background going on. And then finally, my last sample is this one here. And this is called... It's... what's it called? Fairy Condo, that's it. So obviously their little houses all within a toadstool or a mushroom. And then you've got these little fairy condo dwellers who are kind of flying around visiting their little homes. So that's a really nice set too. But there's lots more. There's lots more. And we'll play with some of those other ones in a moment. Obviously I'm not going to show you absolutely everything. What we've also got, which is brand new from Fairy Hugs, is we've got some stencils. We've not had stencils before, and I really like these. They come in a pack of 5, and they're all Mylar. I'm not sure what the depth is of them, but they're really good quality. Not too deep, not too shallow. So we've got this one here. Really useful. We've got, let's move that one out of the way. We've got this one, which is stuck in that one, which is your everything everywhere. Honestly, if you saw my craft room, it's just dreadful. We've got this one, which is obviously your tree kind of scene, woodland scene. I've done them all in brush corduroy to show them off. Then I really like this one, little tiny stars. And this one's got kind of smaller stars in the main part here, which is like a drift. So you can just use that part if you want to, whatever you want. I really like that one. We've also got this one here, which is like a netting. Again, quite a fine netting. So that's really cool to use, nice in your backgrounds. Use all of it or none of it, whatever you want. And then finally we've got this one, which is really nice. It's like matchsticks. Adore that one, absolutely adore that one. But just be careful with it because it's quite fine lines. So be careful if you're using your daubers on it. So those brushes are really good, but I don't have any. You know, those fine brushes that you can just go over the top of. So there's stencils, there's 5 of those. Then we've also got, which we haven't had before, these Fairy Hugs glitter powders. And these are ultra fine glitters. In fact, I'm going to leave you looking at those, and I'm going to go and get my samples because I've left them under my bed. I'll be back in a sec. There's always something I forget on one of these Facebook Lives. Right, so using the 2 colours, this is what they look like on white card. So I've mixed them with a bit of the indigo blue super thick Slap It On, which is just a clear texture paste. And if I kind of wiggle it a little bit, there's not a lot going on with this lighter one, but you can see that you've got the lovely kind of black glitter going on with this either side here. Obviously I'd chop that down. There's not a lot going on, but if you put them on black card, hopefully you can see, and it will show up probably better. It twinkles more on the camera, hopefully on. Oh, you can see it actually quite nicely, better than I can see it to the naked eye. This one here that's like purpley, that's the white one. So it's obviously got a bit of interference going on in it. And it is super, super fine. If I put some on my finger, and it's got kind of a salt and pepper pot kind of opening. See if I can not get loads of it all over me. Can we see a little how fine it is there? That's a bit more. That's better. See that? Waiting for my screen to catch up. You can barely see it, can you? Because it's really, really fine. Really, really fine. So anyhow, that's the sort of white one. And that's the black one, which doesn't do an awful lot, but you can still see it. It's still going to give you texture in the background. So the dark one shows up better on white, and the white one shows up better on black. And just the opposite way around there. So there's a few backgrounds that I can use. So I mean, although our Phil from Sentimentally Yours loves this glitter, I like my glitter to be a bit encased. So if I'm using kind of slap it on, so it can be completely encased, I'm happy. I'm a happy bunny. Right, shall we actually make something? That might be a good idea, don't you? Right, now I had some card. And what did I do with it? Here it is. Okay, so first of all, I think we might start by stamping our gnomes. They could be gnomes, they could be dwarves or elves. They could be whatever you want them to be. I think they're gnomes, but and I know I'm saying it wrong because I'm saying it wrong on purpose, just in case you're wondering. So I'm going to use some of the, that's a bit too wide, Sentimentally Yours watercolour card, just because it's nice to stamp on. I'm going to pop it on a press because they're silhouette images, and silhouette images can be a little bit challenging to stamp with, especially if you're new and you need a new ink pad. I think I'm probably heading there again, so I might pull another one out for tomorrow. So, and they all come, I think, I can't remember actually from last time, but I think they might be a bit different now, because I think there used to be two pieces of carrier sheet, so one on the back and one on the front, but there's only one now. Saving on packaging, so we'll do him upside down so I can get all three on this, because I'm going to cut them out. And you can do a job lot on these. Now I'm going to use Versafine Clair, and we're going to go for the Nocturne, which is the darkest one. And I know I'm going to have to stamp this a few times, because my Nocturne, although I started it just over a month ago, I think I'm going to have to do another one. I mean, with your silhouettes, you do need a really juicy ink pad, but that doesn't mean to say that ink pad won't be usable for backgrounds or non-silhouette stamps. Get rid of that bit. I'm a bit of a mucky stamper. Give them a good old press. I love the detail that you get on these with the instruments. Even if you stamp them several times, you still, you know, over and out on top of each other, you still keep that detail. Pretty good first stamping, actually. Let's just go again. I want it a little bit darker. I love the gnomes. I think these are going to sell out first, probably because I love them so much, so I'll be doing loads with them. So don't buy them straight away. I do have a bit of a marathon tomorrow, because I've got Fairy Hugs at 3 and 7, but then I've got Sentimentally Yours at 6 and 8. So I should be 3 hours back to back. You'll be absolutely fed up of me tomorrow. It's from 6 o'clock till 9 o'clock. It's been, I think it's been 7 or 8 years since I've done 3 hours back to back. Look at them, aren't they fab? Absolutely fab. Yes, Grace, I have got them. They're Vasson Creative magnets, and so they're designed for the Vasson Creative stamp platform, but they obviously work in all your platforms. I need to pull some more out actually, because they're very useful, because I did buy a load of separate magnets, which is like this little thin one here, but I'm struggling to get them apart, whereas these are just really easy to deal with. Let's put our Gnomes back. That's the trumpet one. Put that back on there. And so do bear with me this week, because I've got such a busy week. I did do a post run yesterday, so anything that was ordered before 3:30 yesterday got posted yesterday, but my next post run won't be until at least Tuesday. And I've just got Tuesday to kind of unpack, pack, do another Facebook Live for what we're doing Wednesday, and see if I can get some post out. So it's going to be a bit manic. There's my Gnomes. Sorry about my mint, I'm still eating my mint. So let's get ourselves a background going. So we use one of the stencils. Let's see. Let's use my favourite one. But I'm going to actually do it a little bit different to how I did it originally. And let's see how we get on. So I want... Where have I put it? I want my chipped sapphire, and I want, oh, there it is, the new Rustic Wilderness. So let's go with this one first. I'm going to have to find the Rustic Wilderness. Oh, there it is. So let's add some around the outside. And so you have to be quite careful with this so you don't pick it up. Oh, just like that. Obviously the best thing to do would be to go for a bigger piece of card. But we're not doing that. And let's go for Rustic Wilderness. I do have some of the Rustic Wilderness left in stock. I think some of the out of stock oxides will be back in stock next week as well, except for speckled egg. Can't get speckled egg for the life of me. Seems to be a world shortage of speckled egg, unfortunately. It's just one of those things that, you know, if you see these things, you need to make sure you get them. So let's see. Shall I do a different stencil on top? Let's do a different stencil on top. Let's grab the tree one. And let's have a little bit of that in the middle. Don't know what this is going to look like. Winging it. There's going to be a lot of winging it this week. I have a plan, but we'll see. So let's just add some of this in the middle. It's a lot easier if you get some low tack tape, but we're not doing that. Okay, there we go. Not sure, but it'll do. Got stencils flying everywhere. Let's put them over there. Okay. I might actually just put some of this around the edge as well, just to tie it all in. Right, let's do our gnomes. We know we're gonna use the gnomes, and I've already gone ahead and I've cut some out because they're really easy to cut out. So we're gonna have our gnomes and we're gonna do different things with them. So let's have a look. Let's use a stamp I haven't used yet. I'll pull her out actually, and that, and that, and that. Right, so we've got some, like I said, there's loads and loads and loads of stamps on the show. And lots of them will work together. So before we go and stamp anything, let's show you a few ideas. Actually, I'll put some other things and show you some other things as well. Okay, so I've got this wall stamp. And it's called Stonewall, surprisingly. This is where your acetate is absolutely brilliant. So, I don't think it matters which way up it is. So if you think about stamping that, we could stamp that there. And we could have, in fact, if we moved it up a little bit, stamp that there. We can have this chappy down here. Obviously, you're not going to have the right in there. And we can have a couple of them. Oh no, let's not have it that way. Let's have it this way. So he's down there, and he could be on the wall playing, and he's already on the wall playing as well. So that could be. I'll pull it down a bit so you can see better. Hi, Carolyn. Both Carolyns. Oh, did you, June? I'm glad you like them. So that could be a cool card. Proper sentiment there. They're really cool. This is Moana, so she could have. This video hasn't ended, has it? No. Hang on a minute. Good old Facebook. I'm still going, aren't I? Yeah, I'm still going. Why does it do this to me every single time? Oh, that's not what I want to be. Bear with me a minute. Can you hear my washing machine in the background downstairs? It sounds like there's a plane landing. I don't want to be in business Facebook. Oh, there we go. There I am, I'm back again. It tells so many fibs, this does. Yeah, right, okay, so yeah, so this is Moana, so she could be sitting on there and looking beautiful, couldn't she? Absolutely. We've also got, let's take Moana off there a minute. There's various other, obviously other stamps on the show as well. We've got this one. This one is called Wooden Walkway. So we could have a wooden walkway come in here, and we can have our little gnomes coming down the steps, maybe. Oh, maybe not like that. It's going to be that way, isn't it? They could be at the bottom, and he could be right at the top of the step there. We want them different ways. Let's put that up there like that. He's on top of the stairs. I love these gnomes. They're absolutely brilliant. I could just play for hours and hours with the gnomes. I don't think Moana would be so good on top of the stairs, though, do you? Oh, she could be. She could be. Or she could put it at the bottom of the stairs. I like the gnomes on the stairs. I think they're brilliant. So that's the stairs. You've also got... See, there's lots of stamps that work together on the show, which are really brilliant. Oh, this one's got two carry sheets on it. It's a little bit weird. Maybe this is an older stamp. This one. So it's going to be that way. They always stamp the way the writing is, okay? So if you're planning. So here, I'm on my way down. I'm on my way down. And they're at the bottom waiting for their mate. Oh, he's at the top there, and they're at the bottom. I think they're wonderful. Right, so anywho, them's the gnomes and all the little bits that you can put with them. So I'm not sure what we're going to do yet. I think we might put the use the wall. Let's put these all back before I lose them. That one's there anyway. Wall, yeah, I want the wall. We'll put the back on Moana. See, Moana sits in the canoe really nicely, which is a very, very beautiful canoe, as you saw on here. Really, really beautiful canoe. There's not a gap there. That's just because of the stamping underneath. So anyway, and there's lots of foliage on the show. I'm not sure if it's on the Hochanda website yet. Let's have a look while we're on. And I get into trouble for telling you that things are on the Hochanda website before the show, because it doesn't go down as my sales. Oh yes, it's all on there. But of course, what's not on there is if there's any deals. I don't know if there's going to be any deals or not. I can't say that because we're not in an event anyway. It looks like, oh, they put the Kissing Fairy back on again. I didn't know that. Because there is, let me get the Kissing Fairy actually. Oh, sorry, knocked you. This is the Kissing Fairy. And there's this stamp here, which is called Starburst, which goes very well with her. And they're actually a pair on there. Actually, they've paired things up quite nicely. So it's anyway, if you want to have a look after we finished here or during, it's gone back again. It's on the 7 p.m. and 3 p.m. shows tomorrow. So I'll put that in the box. Right, let's go back to these. Let's stamp our wall. That was a bit of a, wasn't it? I never learn with magnets, never. So this is trimmed to 5.5 inches. So don't do anything in centimetres, which is fine because we're an American company. That's that we're dealing with. That's fine. So let's have it about here, because I'm going to bring in one of my down here. Yeah, that's fine. And I don't know if it's going to be straight, but I can use the lines here of my stamp press to kind of tell me. And let's move some of these stamps out of the way. It's loads of stamps. It's really lovely. It's almost like Christmas when you get a bundle of stamps in. So let's do the wall, and I'm using Fallen Leaves Versifying Clay. I only just got this one out of stock, so I'm really liking this brown, and it works really nice with brush corduroy, which is the brown oxide I'm using just at the minute. You know, when you go through favourites. I should stamp fine first time because it's not a silhouette. Tidy up my inky mess and stamp our wall. It is almost a black. It's very dark brown, but you can tell the difference. There's other browns as well. Another nice brown is called Pine Cone. Tidy that up. And before we go with the gnomes. Oh, which way does this go? It's the wrong way, isn't it? That's it. We tidy up with the gnomes, put the gnomes on. I'm going to add a little bit of texture too. So going to grab a little bit of the Slap It On and take another stencil. So this is the third stencil I'm using on this card. In fact, should we do something else just beforehand? Yes, I think we might actually. Let's dig into my box of goodies. And let's create a bit of a... Shall I do that one and do this one? So you can tell I'm not completely prepared as to what I'm doing here. Don't know what's come off that. There we go. Let's have the oval instead. So I've got an oval as well. Do I want that one? So I've just cut an oval out of acetate and I've got a circle as well. Let's try that. Let's see what that looks like. So let's grab what have I done with those? Oh, there they are. Everything's around me, but I still can't find anything. I'm in a lot of trouble with Facebook today. I've got here distress archivals. Unfortunately, this set here doesn't seem to be available anymore, which is a bit of a pain, because that's the set I'm going to use. Whether it's going to come back in stock, I don't know. And they've also discontinued the tin, which is really annoying. So anyway, we're going to take some vintage photo distress archival. And we're just going to add some of that around. Oh, moved it. Just going to add a little bit of that around the edge. You could just use an oxide if you want to. This dries quicker. And add a little bit down here. Of course, you don't have to just work with a 5.5 inch square piece card, because you can just move your stencils around to make your background bigger, or you can work smaller, whichever you want. Okay, that should be good. Okay, so now we've got like a little halo going on. Oh, what do I want to do with that? I need to put these back in the same place, otherwise I won't find them, will I? Nothing more annoying than losing one little tiny ink pad. Right, so we're just going to do a little bit of colouring in. That way. And I'm using my set 3 of the watercolour blending brush pens. And I wonder where that is. I'll just do it on the mat because I don't know where it is. Let's take this brown here. Some on my mat. I mean, we could just add a little bit and then move it around, because I am on watercolour cards, so let's do that. Now, if you want to use your alcohol markers, that's absolutely fine, but you need to remember not to stamp with VersaFine Clair, but to stamp with Memento. I have been playing with the alcohol markers a little bit, and I've discovered a few different things. So I'll reveal that later in the week. Of course, the oxide underneath is going to move a little bit because it's not oxidised, and it will move until it's oxidised. That's all right, we get a bit of a mossy wall. This is going, and just over the top, really easy. It's good for the head actually colouring in, because you just lose yourself in it, and even if you've got a headache, it's quite nice. Oh, this one. Actually, the oxide's not moving too much, so that's good. Oh, that's a bit wet. It's quicker though. So I can't see what you're saying while I'm doing this. I don't want to go out the lines too much. I'll get more water. There we go. That makes it pop a little bit on the page rather than disappearing into the background. Cool. Let's have a little bit of a ground it a little bit as well. I'm always worried about grounding it because I don't always. Let's do it right down here. And my Facebook's gone off again. Joy, deep joy. Okay, that'll do. I think this is the 4th time it's been off during this live. And I've not been on very long. Hopefully you're all there still. No playing, it says. There we go. I know, Joan, it's an absolute pain. I think it's Facebook. I don't think it's me. Because it has kept running. Right, so that's me all done on that. Oh, June, the watercolour blending brush pens are really easy to use. They're actually, I think watercolours are a lot easier to use than alcohol markers, personally. It's not to say one's better than the other, they're just easier to use. Okay. Right, so all we're going to do now is we will, let me grab a piece of black card. Oh, my stamps are everywhere. This is the thing, tidying up afterwards as well. Let's grab a piece of black card. Just so we can see what it's like when it's matted. And I'll go for 5 3/4 inches because that's 1/4 of an inch bigger than my background. And I'm just using the Elegant Ebony card from Sentimentally Yours. That's all the black card I've got in my stash at the moment. See, as soon as you pop it onto black card, it kind of pops. So all we're going to do now is, let's get this stuck down. See if my glue's moving. Yep. I normally faff a lot more than this. You think I've faffed it a lot here, but I normally faff a lot trying to decide what to do. I would wait for this to dry normally because it's a little bit kinky because it's wet, but hopefully we'll be all right. Okay, let's decide where we want our gnomes. I think we decided on 1 down here and 2 up there, I think. Or we could have 1 up there and 2 down there, couldn't we? Let's do that. I'm just going to put them on flat with glue because this card is quite thick. This is your watercolour card. They almost look like they've got a bit of dimension. So fairly easy to cut out. I normally cut them out while I'm watching the telly. Oh, it's gone again. Oh, heaven's sake. I know it's not going off because my phone says it's not going off, but my computer says it is. Right, so we're going to have him down here. Do be careful if you're using VersaFine Clair that the ink is 100% dry before you actually cut it out, because otherwise you smudge it all over the place. I put mine on top of the radiator last night to dry. He's going to go down there. And then let's grab, I would put it on another piece of card. I mean, this could go in a journal, which would be really nice. I started doing that, putting some of my stuff in journals. Because otherwise I've got boxes and boxes and boxes of card samples under my desk. Right, let's grab some of Leonie's stickers. Let's see. Oh, that's quite good. Let's have this one. It says, "You played a song which made me want to dust off my dancing shoes." That's perfect. Absolutely perfect. Now, what have I done with my scissors? There they are. Now, I have found with these, actually, I don't know if it's just if it's on paint or if it's on wet, but I don't think these stick very well. The adhesive isn't very strong, but that means you can move it around. So if I want something permanent, I add a bit of glue on the back. So let's see where we want it. So you played a song. Let's trim that side as well, because I've cut this into bits. So we've got, you played a song which made me want to dust off my dancing shoes. Perfect. So let's glue this in place. So they come off really easily. I think, I don't know, maybe these stickers stick better on vellum. I don't know, because I know Barbara's done her own stickers as well. I like Leonie's because they're if anybody know a lot of you know Leonie from Hochanda out there, and they're just very quirky like her. So I really like these. They're just her all over. See if I can pick this up. Played a song, probably not straight. Things never are. Perfect. I think that's perfect for that. There we are. So there we go. There's a little demo for you, off the cuff, just winging it. It's very easy to make cards with the stamps. The stamps are all absolutely fabulous. I probably won't be able to do them justice in the 2 hours that I've got tomorrow, but do have a look at, there's a group on Facebook called Fairy Hugs Store. So if you go over there and ask to join the group, you will see lots and lots of fabulous samples from the design team. I'm not sure when they'll start sharing. They might start sharing from tomorrow, which is when the launch day is on Hochanda. But obviously in weeks to come, you'll see lots and lots of samples on there. And you'll also see lots of inspiration from the previous release as well. So do go and have a look over there. And don't forget to tune in tomorrow for the Fairy Hug shows at 3 p.m. and 7 p.m. I'll be back at 1 p.m. today with a look at the Sentimentally Yours box kit number 4, which is launching on Hochanda tomorrow at 6 p.m. Thank you for watching. Go and grab some lunch, and I will see you in just over an hour's time. Bye.